So, talk about the big win here tonight for you. I mean, this was for the team after a tough weekend last weekend against Texas. How was this win here today?
Of course, it was great. Great to be back as a winning team, and before we go on the road trip here, so we go with a good feeling, and yeah, I think it was a good game from us today, and yeah, nice to have 2 points.
2 points on for the team, but also big point for you as well, getting a goal here. How was that night? Nice to get the monkey off the back here on this side of the pond scoring.
Yeah, of course, and it was fun. I had a couple of chances the games before, but yeah, finally I get the puck in the net, so of course it was fun.
How's the adjustment been for you? Obviously, everyone talks about the size of the ice going over from overseas back here to North America. How have you adjusted as a defenseman to the pro game here in the U.S.?
I think first couple of games was a little bit hard. I mean, I'm coming over here, smaller rink, like you said, and a new team. So first couple of games, I just try to keep it simple, and yeah, now I know what to do and how to play. Like when I get a puck, just move it fast, and then find a new spot to get it back and make plays from there.
On top of that, what are some things that you're trying to develop here? Obviously, your goal is to make the NHL. What are some things you're working on as a defenseman to better yourself to get a chance, maybe with the Red Wings here?
Of course, off ice to get stronger. Is a big key for me. And then I work a lot with my game in the defensive zone. How to keep bodies on the right side and boxing out, and yeah, be smart and stay in the right position in the D zone. And then of course I work like offensive stuffs on the blue line, and yeah, and try to keep the puck to the net, and yeah, take it from there.
How do you like the progress that you've made since coming to Grand Rapids?
Uh, I mean, like I said, the first games coming over here was a little bit hard. Moving over here by myself. Of course, it's good to have a couple other Swedes here, and Victor and Berggren. They've been here last season. They help us out and off ice and on the rink. So now I'm feeling like I know what to do here and how to play and the life outside the rink. So yeah, I'm glad to be here right now.
What do you want to see from your team on this upcoming road trip?
Um, I mean, take this game with us. Keep it simple. Make some plays when you have the chance, and yeah, of course, work hard, work for each other, and yeah, watch some video from this game, and take the good things with us, and just keep going.
Albert, you guys go up by a couple goals there, and the game starts getting a little chippy. Iowa's really starting to try and get in your guys' head, break you guys down physically. How do you guys balance not really backing down and playing with that physical edge versus not really playing into that style and taking stupid penalties off of that?
I mean, we talked a little bit about it, and just try to play in our system and focus on what we can do and how we want to play. And yeah, I think we did it well this game.
Yep. And you're now over 20 games here into your career in North America, but with a locker room featuring Andreasson, Edvinsson, Bratstrom, Hallberg, and Berggren earlier this year, has it kind of felt like easier adjustment having so many of your fellow countrymen in the locker room?
Yeah, of course, it's nice to have some Swedes over here. I mean, it's a big step moving over from Sweden to North America for the first time, and yeah, it makes it a lot easier to have some Swedes around me, and yeah, so it feels good.
Yeah, that's all for me. Thanks, Albert.
Thank you.
All right, that's it, Albert. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right, Coach. Ended in the losing streak. How does it feel to get back in the win column?
Well, obviously, it's a lot better than the alternative, but no, I thought the guys responded well. We had 2 good days of practice and competitive practices, and made a few corrections and really talked about compete. So I thought we competed hard tonight, and did a lot of things well more consistently tonight.
What did you think of Joel's performance tonight?
Gillespie?
Yeah.
He's been pretty consistent all year for us in terms of production offensively. Every player makes their mistakes during the game, but I thought tonight he limited his turnovers and was responsible with the puck, and I thought he was a little bit more net focused today and taking pucks to net, and as a result, he scores a couple goals.
Going on the road, what do you hope to see, and how do you hope to carry this over onto the road trip?
Just consistency. We played pretty well for most of the game, and it's just one game. So we still have to recognize that we're still a couple games under 500, and use this as a little bit of momentum and use the confidence maybe, and learn from the mistakes we made tonight. No different than a loss. You don't sit on it. You don't dwell on it. No different. You have to move forward. So we have to make sure that we're looking ahead and not too far behind.
You mentioned Joel Esperon scoring a couple goals here, the power play. 0 for 8 on Saturday, obviously not something you want to see. How much better was the special teams here tonight?
Well, obviously the results speak for themselves, but I thought the execution was way more consistent. Guys are, I think, a little bit more focused mentally, and anytime you score a quick one, you're getting confidence. So I think confidence can lead to a lot of good things, and I thought they moved the puck around pretty well tonight.
We got a chance to talk to Albert Johansson, but he scored his first goal, his first AHL goal tonight. He's really been coming along here on this defense.
He's been a pleasant surprise for us. You never know what some of these first-year pros come from Europe. It sometimes takes them a little while to get acclimated, but the thing that we like as a staff is just his consistent competitive nature. He's always competing. He's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, and he plays hard every night. And coaches like the guys that what you're going to get. You're going to get an honest effort out of him, and you're going to make your mistakes, but he's shown that he's learned from them, and he's been competitive. That's his biggest innate quality.
Alex Chiasson, speaking of first, made his debut with the Griffins here tonight and signing that PTO. How do you think the former NHLer looked tonight?
Well, he's been around here for a week to 10 days now, and working to get back into game shape. But he's helped our group just in the short term that he's been here, just in terms of how he deals with himself in the weight room every day, how he prepares for practice every day, his practice habits, how he passes a puck, how he stops on pucks, how he does all the little things. And our younger players take notice. So I think any little things that they can pick up from an NHL veteran that's played that many games is obviously beneficial. But I thought Alex got better as the game went on, and we didn't know what to expect with being off that long. But I think for all things considered, he had a very solid first game.
A couple of younger guys that also made their debuts to the team tonight. Craggs and Fogarty Ia both come from Toledo, both on the coast. Saw a lot of Fogarty Ia a lot too. Craggs there towards the end. How do you think those two guys looked?
Well, I was a little bit familiar with him with Craggs with his previous experience with Milwaukee. Got to play against him. Obviously, Gordy had some experience with Toronto, but talking to Dan Watson, we talked to them quite a bit. He thought that they were the ones that deserved the opportunity to come up and help us, and I thought they skated once yesterday. We threw a lot of stuff at them, but I thought they blended in just fine. So we're happy with the way they played, and hopefully they can use that and continue. The biggest thing for guys that are called up and get an opportunity is making the most out of it and making sure that you're consistent in what you do.
Now we'll go on Zoom to Andrew Rinaldi.
Coach, you guys go up 3-0. The game, kind of starts to get chippy. Iowa is and has always been a physical team, but we've seen it before where, lapse in discipline can cost you guys. How do you approach that kind of playing with an edge against their edge while also playing smart?
Well, I don't think it changes from who you're playing or what you do with from your side of things. I think that it's got to be discipline no matter who you're playing. I think that at times we've shot ourselves in the foot in games by taking lazy penalties, but sometimes it's beneficial to the team to take a punch to the face or take a slash behind the play that the refs aren't always going to see. So that comes with experience and making sure you're not getting too hot at times and making sure you're even keeled.
Speaking of playing with an edge, Simon Edvinsson's really kind of seemed to have a bit of a mean streak emerge in his game, and tonight it definitely got under the skin of the Wild. You've seen this before with Mo Seider. How does Simon's development kind of parallel to Mo's now as we're over a quarter of the way into the season?
You know, I don't make any parallels or comparison to Mo Sider. Simon Edvinsson is his own player. He's on his own path. He's got a bright future. Where that, you know, how he accomplishes that, you know, that's not a comparison to anyone else in the organization or anyone else that's come through here. But I thought tonight that he was way more competitive on a shift-to-shift basis than he has been all year. So again, making sure that if he plays that way every night and plays with a little bit of a burr up his, you know what, he's going to have a lot more success. It gets you engaged. It gets you, draws you into the game, and it draws your buddies into the game. So I thought that overall, I thought tonight was probably his most competitive game of the year.
And then, you know, big win tonight, but this season has seen a lot of momentum swings for the hometown side. Every day you kind of try and turn the page, but how do you get these kinds of performances to kind of turn out more consistently?
Just keep grinding. That's all you can do. Keep working. I don't know any other way. The harder you work, the luckier you get.
Yeah. That's all for me. Thanks, Coach.
Sure.
Back in the win column, how's it feel?
Yeah, it's good. Obviously, it's good for the group. We've been on a little bit of a skid here, but it's good to find a way to win a game.
What did you think about your 2-goal performance?
Yeah, that was good. Had some good touches early in the game, and one of the games where the puck kept finding me, and it worked out.
That second goal was pretty impressive. What was going through your mind on that one?
Yeah, the pass was a good play by Spezia pulling up there, and pass was a little bit behind me. Kind of my only option was to spin, and I was thinking I was just going to lay it in the corner. Spun and had more time than I thought, so I took a shot at the net and happened to go off their guy and go in, and it worked out well.
How do you feel like you've progressed in your game this season?
There's been some ups and downs. Being my 5th year in the league, I feel like trying to work through those has become easier, and yeah, it's been going good.
How important is it for you guys to carry this win as momentum into this road trip?
Yeah, it's very important. Obviously, wins are tough to come by in this league, and when you can put a few together, they seem like they keep coming. So for us to put 2 or 3 together, I think it'll lead to 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you never know.
This is a pretty young team, Joel, obviously. I mean, you're one of the veterans on this team, one of the elder statesmen here. What has been the biggest part of this, getting this group together and playing some more consistency?
I think it's just the little things. Some of the younger guys making sure they're doing those little things every night. Nights that we get away from that, we get in trouble and we can't find our way out. I think it's just focusing on those little details that make a big part of the game.
What makes this Central Division so tough? Obviously, you played a lot with Texas for the last few seasons. What makes it, especially Iowa, Chicago winning the championship last year, what makes this division arguably maybe the toughest in this league?
Yeah, I think it's not necessarily a defense-first league, but division, but it's probably one of the tough, hardest divisions. Just the style of play. I feel like guys are finishing all their hits versus some of the other divisions that might not be as physical, and I think that plays a big part in it. It's tough to get to the net in this division, and it's tough to score goals.
And speaking of scoring goals, obviously a few power play goals for this team tonight. What was, in your eyes, the biggest change for special teams tonight?
I think we just took our time. I think the last few games, actually, we've just been trying to do too much, and tonight we took a breath and took our time and made some plays.
Thanks, Joel.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
Magnus, big win here tonight. 40 saves for you. How are you? You tired? How are you feeling after this one?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little tired today. But you know, I haven't played in a while, and for me, I think it's just fun to see a lot of shots. That's what I need right now to get back into the game mode and the game conditioning. So no, I had a lot of fun out there.
I mean, obviously you can practice as much as you want, but there's nothing like playing a full 60-minute game, especially like you said, getting 42 shots. How do you guys prepare for that when you haven't played for so long?
Obviously, I played a lot of games in throughout the years, and you just have to enjoy it. You can't be too high, you can't be too low. You try to be pretty even throughout the game. I felt pretty good out there. I felt the guys played great in front of me, even though they had a lot of shots. I think I saw a lot of them, and they helped me with the rebounds. So I'm really proud how the guys played in front of me tonight.
The biggest save of the game, from a lot of us up top, was that save on that breakaway and the rebound as well. Got the crowd into it as well. What did you see on that one? Did you kind of feel that might have been the real turning point helping your team to victory tonight?
I don't know, it's hard to say. Obviously, I don't know what the score was at that point. Was it 2-0 maybe?
2-0.
Yeah. No, it's just nice to get a breakaway. I knew he was going to try to get me going to one side and try to shoot far 5-hole. But I felt I read it good and didn't do too big of a movement, and obviously I saved it. So it's always fun to help the team win a game, of course.
What kind of impression do you think you made, not just on this team here in Grand Rapids, but obviously with the big club in Detroit? Only a couple games, but obviously played pretty well in both.
Thank you, appreciate that. No, I mean, my goal is to play in the NHL, and I can just try to do my best every time I get in there. Doesn't matter if it's the NHL or the AHL. Just try to showcase myself, who I am as a goalie and who I am as a person, and then it's up to the coaching staffs and the management to make a decision what they have in plan for me in the future. But you know, it's a great organization both in Detroit and here in Grand Rapids. Everything has been great so far, so I just enjoy every moment of it and try to have as much fun as I can.
Well, Gordy, first game up with the Griffins here. Obviously, you have some AHL experience, but how did you feel here tonight?
I felt good. It was nice having some line mates like Shiner and Spees. They keep the game simple for me, so it was nice. I felt pretty quick, and I thought we made some good plays and created some offense.
Some people like to look at the Griffins and see the Red Wings. They see a comparison between the AHL to the NHL. What's the difference in your eyes going from the ECHL here to the American League?
I would just say everything's a little bit crisper. Guys are kind of in the right spots a little more often than not, and which made the game not easier, because I don't want to say that, but just knowing where guys are and just getting pucks to areas, which helps.
What was it like getting the starting lineup tonight? How about that?
Yeah, that was fun. I had some family and some friends here. I'm from Ann Arbor, so it's only a 2-hour drive. So that was fun. They were having some fun staying, so it was good.
You and Lucas Craggs both made the jump up here tonight in PTO. What kind of impression do you think you made here in this first game?
I thought I made a pretty good impression. I thought I was moving my feet well, made some plays, created some offense, and hopefully be here for a while.
What are some adjustments to your game you think you're going to have to make in order to kind of be a guy that plays every day here in Grand Rapids?
I think I maybe need to be more of a 200-foot player, focus on the defensive game a little bit, as obviously I'm playing a little bit of a different role than I was in Toledo. I think if I do that and then create offense when I can, I think I'll have a pretty good shot.